How is it transition to a godly relationship
after dealing
with... the last time the vlog saw you, you were a single pringle.
Oh, so life update. Me, have a man.
Ladies, you're live.
Hey XyZ Fam. So I have Omeika here with us today. Xaundre is over.
Today is OYD. Omeika and Zara.
Oh yeah,
OYZ.
today's. But Xaundre, come say hi.
Hi guys. See, what had happened was I tried making a mug cake. The cake looks like it got mugged. But I let the ladies do what ladies do. Tell other ladies things. So there, yeah. Big up on yourself. Love on them. I gotta eat my cake.
So Xaundre's over there, but we're having a girls chat, and we're just at this stage where we're like, we should record this. If you're interested in this type of video and this girls chat with me and Neeks, continue watching and come along with us. The first one I had, because I went on Instagram quick and asked girls to submit some questions for this girls talk, right? How do you move away from a situationship?
Ideally, you would not want to get yourself into one, but let's say you end up in one, right?
Because sometimes we don't look on the red flags.
Exactly, we just, see the carnival and say, woo! We just full speed ahead.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situationship and you want to get out, you have to know what it is that you want for yourself, right? Because if you don't know what you want, you can just continue to accept just about anything.
Yeah.
And once you be real with yourself and understand your standards and your expectations from this whole dating thing, then if the person doesn't share those same expectations or those standards, then you have to just tell yourself it's time to move on.
Bye. My thing is a lot of people are in situationships and they literally walk into situationships with them eyes open.
Them know them words.
Them know
them I do.
Exactly.
And then them cry wolf.
I can't sorry for people like that. I'm sorry, girl. I can't. I can't feel sorry for you on that.
Let's be honest, Jesus never died for the cross. We would be in a no situationship. He wants the best for us, so we should only strive for the best. And any man that cannot be real about what he wants for you, no mean you're no good.
Jesus never raised to be a yaman. Jesus never died for be a yaman. Never. Period.
Watch him and listen like you know and listen. You know say one your things them,
I just there for the video. Just there for the videography.
So as we talk about like situationships and stuff, we kind of switch gears a little bit. Somebody asked, how do you deal with disagreements in friendships?
Well, be honest and respectful at all times. It makes no sense to be in a friendship if you can't share your perspective in a polite way, of course, in a respectful way, and if you can't just be real, because then what kind of friendship would that be?
Yeah. My thing with friendships, my thing with even sharing perspectives, is to find that a lot of people just in general, they will share their perspectives but not with you, and that if you want to upset me, do that. Like if I have an issue with you, Meeks, I'll call you, I'll text you. It's gonna take a lot out of me, but I'm going to message you at some point. Like texting is a little bit less awkward for me, so I might not phone call you, but I might message you. I might even send an email if you make me feel some type of way, because I feel like me and your friend, and I'm supposed to be able to talk to you if you do me something wrong. But what irks me is when people go behind your back and tell all these other people that they have an issue with me. That literally, it rubbed me really wrong.
And it doesn't solve the problem at all, because what benefit does it, or what benefit is it if you go and tell somebody else who has nothing to do with the problem when you can come to the person who may be the source of the problem and work it out with them? We
all have that type of personality where you are open to learning. And I think if you make your friends know that you are open to learning and they should be able to come to you, then if they don't feel comfortable coming to you, then I don't know how much they really value you.
Right.
Because even if it makes you uncomfortable as a friend, if you value the other person and their growth, you don't want to see them doing the same thing over and over. If it's something that obviously is hindering their growth, you want to stop them at some point and say, hey, this is how I feel about it. I mean, I was a little bit uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable talking to you about this, but I want to say something because may I your friend.
Right.
You don't just go to other people and tell them about it. That's
Yeah, and even
you have something to say, Xaundre?
Nope. I have nothing to say. Girl talk.
And even
Come
if
on, look over here, like.
Mr. You don't say one company video, but just to add to what you said, even if you don't know what the best approach may be, you can go to somebody who give good advice and say, how do you suggest I go about this? Not saying that you must disclose the full information about the situation, but just get some advice. Say, yo, I really want to work this out with such and such person. You don't even have to call name.
Yeah.
Just say, I want to work it out.
Yeah.
How should I go about it? How should I go about this?
Close the windows, Xaundre.
Yeah.
And you can pray about it too, like prayer never fail.
I think maybe at the root of it too is that a lot of people don't want to work it out. So yes, they have an issue with this friend, but they don't want to work it out. They want to do the cut-off culture. In this culture, and I don't think it's Christ-like, because if Jesus did cut me off, then I wouldn't be where I would be. No. We love to see an issue and say, this is toxic, I don't want to have anything to do with it, and then you leave for your personal peace, I guess.
Right. But just leave things up in the air.
But then you leave things up in the air, and if you really value the person as a friend, then why would you just cut them off immediately?
Right.
You know.
So it could be that them just never value as a friend to begin with.
But as we talk about cut-off culture, what do you think about that? And that kind of creeping its way into Christianity, like this whole, I'm not gonna deal with you, because I love that. I will cut you off and forget you ever existed. Peace, I'm out. But you know, like recently I've been getting more and more convicted that that's not the right thing to do, because you can't cut off everybody.
That's true. And as you started to talk about it, me kind of like hold up my head, because
that's what you said.
I'm not even girl on the bush.
Yeah.
I value my peace, my mental health so much that anything that disrupts it, may just go, keep you at a distance. No, I'm not going to always cut you off. I think I'll only cut somebody off if they aren't of no benefit to me, and I'm going to let you know that, hey, this friendship isn't going anywhere, yada yada. But at times, you have to keep people at a distance, man, for the sake of your mental health. Now, I'm not saying to just disappear and ghost people, because as, children of God, that's not Christ-like.
Yeah.
But it's good to, have boundaries for the sake of your overall mental health with people. That set them at a distance if you realize that the friendship is becoming overbearing, but at least say something to them so that they can know that this is what's up.
This is a boundary, because I think that is an issue that we have. Is that we don't communicate the boundary, and then people continuously step on these boundaries because we don't make the boundaries clear, and then you get upset at the person. And for me, I feel like that's ridiculous, because if you have boundaries and I'm your friend, then if I don't know your boundary, then I'm going to always continue to step on it. I remember somebody was saying to me one time when I made this whole boundary, I made a post about it on social media about boundaries and stuff, and somebody was saying, but how does a person know that they have a boundary? Suppose they don't know, and that's fine. So you might not know, so you might offend me. I wouldn't know that it affects me so much until you do it once. Don't make it happen a second time. That's when you're not clear on the fact that you're upset, and now this is a boundary that I have to put in place.
And some people, it just sticks same way, like I'm not trying to excuse the whole cut-off culture, but some people are really hard to get through to.
That's true.
So you will communicate your boundaries and they still won't respect it. At that point, I don't know what to tell them. How is the transition after dealing with toxicity and bad practices? That's a very good question.
Transition. How? So it's a kind of dating Q&A. So how is the transition to a godly relationship
after dealing
with... the last time the vlog saw you were a single pringle.
So life update. Me have a man. Big up my man.
Right, true. You gotta wait till the end to get all the deets. Not the end of this vlog, but the end of the thing. You get me?
If you reach that level,
you guys will know. But for now,
we got my nice thing. Stay good, man.
You see the glow, guys? You see the glow when you're dating with Jesus, okay?
That is it.
Period.
When Jesus comes into the picture.
Come on, girl. Tell the sermon.
Happiness, point of happiness. Everything just flows. Yes. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about transitioning from a life of situationship or
and toxicity
toxic
and stuff into a godly relationship.
Right.
How is that transition?
Funny enough, my last dating experience, it wasn't toxic, but it was a situationship. And for me, I realized that that's not what I wanted for myself, because the end goal is to get married, right? I'm not saying that's the only goal in life, but for me, I desire companionship and me want to get married. So in order to get to where I wanted to, I had to realize that I have to work on my standards and how I view myself, because if I don't acknowledge my worth, nobody is going to see it. So that was the first thing. Like, I had to realize that I am worth so much more and I'm deserving of so much more.
Yeah.
So after coming out of that situationship now, I realized that I had to work on myself, because the saying is somewhat true.
It's cliche now.
Yeah, but it says that you attract what you are.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want a godly relationship, you have to work on your relationship with Christ first, so that he can radiate through you and then attract a godly partner. First thing, acknowledging your worth. The next thing is breaking toxic cycles.
Wow.
Don't go back to where you come from.
Yeah.
You have to realize what is toxic, what from that situationship or that relationship was toxic, and then move in the opposite direction.
Not the same.
Don't go back in the same direction.
Our brain has a way of telling us that this is what we used to, this is right, or this is what we say at home, this is right, or this is I'm following.
And a lot of people end up in situationships because they don't think they're deserving of anything better than what they were used to.
Self-sabotage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So break toxic cycles. Don't go back to where you're coming from.
Know what you're getting yourself into. You see, as ladies, we love a godly man. Godly man come with his own set of nuances too. Have to be ready to meet him where he is, and you have to be ready to be that godly partner.
Exactly. And then going back to what we were talking about earlier before the vlog started, about fixing yourself and ensuring that you are solid before you take on a relationship, because you don't want to end up in a situation where the man pull you and you just a pee cluck behind him. And you want to ensure that your spiritual life is so strong before a relationship, because you see, when you take up a man, trust me, speaking from experience, you want to spend all the time with the man, right? But at the same time, it's hard to find that balance. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's challenging to find that balance between your spiritual life and you don't want to use the relationship as a cushion for your own spirituality, to say that the only time you see God is when it's on a Bible
so
study.
he becomes your God.
Exactly.
And it becomes a three-way relationship. He's an idol. I want to think, the enemy after you when you was single.
I know
the enemy after you, because two heads better than one, and there are now two people working together towards a mutual goal that will glorify God.
And he don't like that.
And he doesn't like that, so I know you're confused.
Exactly. So then make God do the rest of the work for you. Don't go out there searching for a man, because as princesses of the Most High,
period,
look for man look for we. So if you get buried in Christ, the man have to be so buried in Christ also to find you.
Wow, that's such a nice one.
That's so tweetable.
That's so tweetable. I'm stuck in between making the decision of getting in a committed relationship and spending more time with myself, being single as a Christian youth. Always choose Jesus.
Right. Always choose Jesus. Always. But there's no but, because in choosing Jesus, he's going to choose the man for you.
There we go.
But what I was going to say is that, you remember earlier in this year I was sharing my experience about, just a little background. I was going through this period where I was just so focused on God alone. Me didn't want to see no man, nothing at all, just me and Jesus.
Because you wanted to build that.
Right. And I said that I would give Jesus 6 months to make up for the time that I wasted in the previous year.
I follow back a situation.
Exactly. So
no, hold on, I have to tell them, hey guys, Omeika come to me, Omeika and a girl. Me almost yam again now. Me almost yam again, but me catch myself before me yam again.
Go like me, I'll go back for the degree. Let me never just graduate.
But you did not yam, and I'm so. I don't know if I ever told you how proud I am of you, of how you navigated that situation. Because you could have made the boy spinning like gig.
True. Yeah, true.
Honestly. But you walked away, and that was
the Holy Spirit. Like him really lead me out of the situation, and that's why it's so important to be grounded in Christ. Because no matter how them come, all dressed up and appearing to be God's best, no matter how them seem to be all dressed up and pretty up and seem to be in God's glory and everything, the Holy Spirit I gonna show you what you need for now.
That's true. So back to the
going back to the story. So at the end of me giving back 6 months to God, there came, this person, and me I said, boy, I don't really want a distraction right now because me and Jesus are going so good, and I feel like I want to stay in my singleness for a while longer. But then I realized that I can still be in my singleness and still get to know other people. I just need to still stay focused on God.
And your priority.
Right. And my priority at the time was Jesus, still is Jesus. And it so happened that our priorities were also Jesus, and we weren't even trying to pursue anything. We just became friends, and that was it for a good while until we realized that we actually like each other. And then
until the 6 months finished.
No, the 6 months had actually finished, right?
Okay.
So it so happened that he came after the 6 months. So I'm just saying that, you see, when you prioritize God, he will give you what you want.
So to that person, I think always choose God. Always choose God. And if you feel like you're at a place where you want to spend more time with God and getting that committed relationship, choose God.
Choose God. When is the right time to have the sex talk? Boundaries of how to not act up on it. Alright, so I'm guessing this question is in the context of a relationship, and of course it's a godly relationship. And
I'm kind of confused. I feel like there's always the right time.
Exactly. I mean, we are big people.
There's always the right. And well, I think I kind of get what they're saying, because sometimes people say like you shouldn't say it on the first date. That hey, I'm a virgin, or hello, I'm waiting to have sex. But some people say it's distasteful.
Well, for me, I like to once I know that you're pursuing me, I like to let my intentions or where I stand be very clear. So me can know where you stand. Because if you ever pressure me to give you sex, then the sooner the better. So on to boundaries now, because that was like part B of the question. So how to set boundaries and how to not act upon them. Well, firstly, you have to know yourself. Because not every relationship's boundary, exactly, not every two relationships will have the same boundary. For some people, holding hands is okay, hugging is okay, while for some people, kissing is not okay. So you have to know what your boundary is personally, and then collectively what your boundaries are.
I think as Christians, we love a set of rules. We love a do not do this, do not do that, do not do that. Because what that does, it gives us something to follow, and we don't have to think for ourselves and apply the principles for ourselves. And I think it's very dangerous when we ask for rules and we ask for a guideline when it comes to things that take a principle application, because we're different people, we all have different experiences, we have different bodies, right? So whenever I have these conversations and people ask me, okay, so what should you not do in dating? What should you do? What kind of boundary should I set? I say, me to tell you about your own self. I'm insecure about my body. Where do I start with self-acceptance?
Sure that almost everyone, especially as a female, you got teased about a particular body feature or something growing up. And you became insecure about it, but how I overcame my insecurity was just to look at myself and accept me for who I am, because I'm not going to do no surgery, I'm not going to do anything to alter how I am, and that's really rooted in my spiritual beliefs. I believe that God has made me in his image.
There we go.
I'm not saying that you can't work out to get a more, physically appealing body and so on. Workout can fix that, but then there are some things that cannot be fixed by your diet or exercise.
That's
and you just
true.
have to accept it.
That's true.
Because if you don't accept yourself, who's going to accept you?
Somebody actually asked me a question this week. They were trying to figure out what's the difference between like self-confidence and confidence in God. And I was explaining to her that they're one of the same. I am confident because of my relationship with God,
Right.
and because I have accepted who God says I am.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of times we get these issues because we don't look like what society says. We don't have the BBL body. We don't have this nice long hair that is maybe blonde or brunette, or this big voluminous natural hair for people who have natural hair.
Or them cheekbones
Or your cheekbones don't stand up.
Or them lips not that full.
Right. So you feel insecure because of how somebody else looks. But what I did was that I accepted the insecurities. I knew that I was insecure about a few things, and I accepted it and I allowed myself to feel. Never hide your emotions, because if you hide your emotions, you don't give your brain time to process it.
Right.
So after I allowed myself to feel, then I said to myself, all right, cool. So you're feeling this way now. Is there anything that you can change? And sometimes there are. So if the belly big, like mine,
And mine.
you know, say, you just have to accept that you're going to have to work out, cut out the sugar. And if you don't want it, you just have to understand, so you're going to have to wear clothes to make the belly don't look so big. I say stuff like, oh, my belly big. And people are like, oh, no. I'm like, girl,
You don't know what's
I'm
going
just
on.
good at wearing clothes that make me look good. Because I know. And for like, I used to be insecure about the fact that I have breasts that are a little bit bigger than the normal person my size. So like I wear a medium top, but my breast is not like a C or a B, which a lot of people with this top would wear. So I know that when I wear things that are too high neck, it make my breast look a little bigger than it needs to look. So I prefer to wear a lower cut or a V cut. Well, this is not as low, but because it's a boxy dress, it kind of takes away from it. So learning how to dress the body type that you have.
Exactly.
There are different ways. If you feel insecure about your skinny legs and you're small, if you wear like a dress or a skirt that has a flare, it makes you appear a little bit more shapely.
Right.
And if you are a little more curvy, you want to wear things that accentuate all your curves instead of having things that puff off. Because when you have things that puff off, it makes it look fat. For persons who are petite and they think that their legs are too short, if you wear longer jeans and cuff them at your ankle, it makes the legs appear longer. And if you wear high waist, it makes your whole lower part look longer and elongated. So I mean, we could go on, but understand what are the things that you're insecure about, and how you can either fix them with exercise or diet, like what Omeika talk about, so we know so that we need to fix.
Right.
Or if you can wear things that flatter these areas of your body, right? If your hair is a struggle, learn how to do your hair, or pay somebody to do your hair. Like
YouTube is a thing.
YouTube is a whole
many
thing.
resources out there.
And you look on the things that you do love. And then over time you will not care about your knot knees and your ugly toes, because you look on the things that you love and you're like, I'm a good as
Attesting since slice bread.
testing. Oh, nice like me.
Who can tell me?
and it's not being cocky, but it's being sure of who God made you to be, and boosting up yourself, putting yourself together, going in front of the mirror and say, girl, you look nice.
All that and a bag of chip. How soon is too soon to get married, as well as how soon after being acquainted or courted or courting should you start pre-engagement counseling?
We have a pre-engagement course coming out, so when it comes out, that's how soon. I'm joking.
For me, if I am dating somebody and we're both mature enough, we know what we want, and we've decided that, okay, after dating, we want to commit and take it to the next level, which is courting, meaning that we're getting to know each other on a deeper level to see if we're fit for
marriage,
life partners for marriage.
I
feel like within 9 months we're supposed to be thinking about the pre-engagement, because there are different levels of course. You're not going to get married as the pre-engagement counseling finish. At the same time, you want to ask the hard questions from now to see if this person is suitable as a life partner for you. It makes no sense to me, and this is my opinion. It makes no sense to be in a relationship going on for years and you don't know where it's leading to or where you guys stand. So get the hard questions out of the way from now so that you can know this, what kind of situation you're in and how the relationship is going to progress.
Yeah, and I mean, you said 9 months, but I really still wouldn't put a specific time on it. Because after 9 months of dating, for example, after 9 months of Xaundre and I together, and so in a relationship, we're never ready for pre-engagement counseling yet.
That's a good point.
We were young, so it really depends on the age, on the stage of life that you're in, not age.
The stage of
it doesn't
life.
depend on the age, because two 30-year-olds can be at two different stages of life. It depends on the stage of life you're in, how quickly the relationship escalated, and there are a lot of factors that can determine how quickly a relationship escalates. But I think pre-engagement counseling should be at the stage in courtship when you have started discussing the possibility of marriage. So once you're at a part where you're committed to this person, you really like them, and there's a possibility that within a year or 2 years you want to get married, then pre-engagement counseling I think is necessary for that point, because then you'll have the third party to come in, or the course if you decide to take the course that will be launched on January 2023. So you'll have that to come in to say, all right, so based on these checkpoints, I don't think you guys are ready for the next step. So because I don't think you're ready, you can use this year or 2 years to get there. And then you can be checking with me again, and then before you propose. So you know that before you propose, these are the things that you need to work on, that you don't propose and embarrass yourself.
I love that response. And just to add to what you said about relationships being at different stages, it's so important to have audits, relationship audits. And if you don't know what an audit is,
check the
please
video
go to the channel and search for the relationship audits, and you have an idea. So the purpose of an audit is to check in with each other to see
Did it do good?
So the purpose of an audit is to check in with each other to see where you are in the relationship, what the goals are, and how we're working towards getting to those goals, right? So if you do that at different intervals during the relationship, you'll have an idea of when you need to start pre-engagement counseling, and as Zara said, to check in to see if we have accomplished certain things, to see if we can move to that step. Because let's say financially we're not at that space where we can get married, at least we know, say, alright, we're gonna set a goal. The next audit maybe 6 months from now,
might be
exactly, we'll check in again and to see where we are, and then you do your little counseling and
do your little thing.
It's
you never know. We have a video about we got married early. So there's a difference between a hasty marriage and a marriage that is early. So you can get married early, which means early within the relationship, and you can get married hastily. If you get married early in the relationship, I mean, it's a risk that you take because you would have balanced all the factors. You're ready financially, spiritually, emotionally, and you have done the different activities together, and you're ready to grow. Nobody is perfect, so you're going to find things obviously along the way that you might not like, right? But then hastily means that you'd have jumped all the steps of truly getting to know the person, and you never did enough homework. So
like you didn't do the pre-engagement counseling, didn't do the premarital counseling, you just rushed straight into the marriage. Like that's a hasty marriage.
And you never listen to any third parties
at all.
And you never pray about it.
You never pray. But me feel like when you know still you know. Me feel like when you know still you know.
Yeah, you definitely know. We had this conversation I did a forum at NCU the other day with West Jamaica Conference Club at NCU, and one of the questions somebody asked was like, how do you know that the person is the one? And I said, honey, if he was the one, you wouldn't be asking me. If he's the one, you're gonna know. And also never limit what the power of prayer can do. Ask God. Ask him for reveal some signs still. Ask for certain things and say, okay, like, try God.
That's the thing, that we're leaning too much on our own understanding. And that's why we're not seeing the signs. We're not picking up on the little,
Yeah. Alright. Pads or tampons?
Pads.
Hey, one time I didn't want to know how tampon work. So me go buy one box. I'm here to report that it never and this was before marriage, so obviously I was a virgin. So it never really worked out. I
mean, to all my tampon girls, no disrespect.
No judgment, no shade at all.
But it's really uncomfortable. I tried it like probably twice, and because I was going to the beach and I never wanted to put my show. So I say, alright, I'm gonna do little something. But
uncomfortable.
0 out of 10.
What is your shower routine like?
Hey, are we talking about a morning when I'm going to work or a regular?
So you have 2 different routines?
Girl, sometimes you're late.
No, but in the morning.
Excluding for the vlog.
No, in the mornings, it's just a one time because we bathe the night
before.
We bathe from the night before, so in the morning, me just wash off, me just go in, run the shower, and wash off. Let me go for the things that one. Alright, so as I said, in the morning, right? It's just a wash off. We bathe from the night before. So you just go in, you turn on the shower, you know, wash off, rinse off with the water, and then you use either a bar soap or a body wash depending on what you prefer the morning of. I am not a product junkie, meaning I don't have a lot of, different people have different types of body wash, and I'm not that. Do you do that?
No, so one body wash. I find something that works and just stick to it.
Yeah, one at a time too.
Yeah.
So I like to try different things, but when it's done, I not have 10 to choose from one. So right now, this is my current thing. So I go in, very excited. So I go in, right? And then this is after a long day. Then I use a bar soap, Protex or Dove, a bar soap that is not very moisturizing because I want to take off all the scrub off of me.
So something that dries.
Something that kind of dries me on. Carbolic for people who use, but yeah. And then right now I'm using this body wash from Olay. Love it. This video is not sponsored. Really love this. Then after I finish with the Olay, then I like to once or twice a week I use a body scrub. And right now I'm using this from the Tree Hut.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah,
that's
this,
the Moroccan rose one?
No, this is a tropical mango one.
Oh, maybe so the Moroccan rose one nice.
Oh, all of them nice. I like all of them. It smell like there's this one that's watermelon. Smell this.
We tried that one.
So, but then this Olay body conditioner, it kind of hard to get in Jamaica especially, but every time somebody come from foreign, I ask for it because it really
Let me give that one a try.
Yeah, this Omeika is when you bed and you put on this, Jesus,
you feel nice.
it make you feel rich. It just makes you feel luxurious going to bed. And then while you're still kind of damp,
yes, that's my favorite.
Then you put on this, which is the body oil, or you can use baby oil, or I like this one from the Vaseline because let me show you the consistency. It's kind of like a gel, so it's not very runny, and it smells so good. And you just put it on your skin when your skin kind of damp. Me rub some right now. Understand?
So you're done. You're glistening.
When you're done, and then after that you can put on your lotion if you want to trap in that moisture, and that's how you can stay not ashy all day. But yeah, and then I always put on body spray because
girl will smell nice.
Girl will smell nice, period.
So I don't have a routine that's as committed as hers. We really just do the basics, the things that we need to do. But every now and then when you want to have a nice to relax.
Yeah, I don't do this every night, guys. Don't get most nights after I use the bar soap, I just use the body wash and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean we should have at least one self-care day per week.
Yes.
So you do something a little extra. So I go in with my scrub as well. I have the pina colada one. That one is really nice. And then I have the body butter. So I just rub on.
Hey, smooth like highway 2000.
Listen, every crevice, every corner, nice and smells so nice. So yeah, that's really nice.
And you need one of these, girls. You need one of these to maintain the pedicure.
Listen,
you need one of these.
As daughters in Christ,
I
put them off the ashes.
With heel back,
enough rough.
It needs to
smooth like highway 2000.
And I think I just got into body care over maybe in the past year, so I haven't been very good at this. And I realized that it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I'm not do it for the man.
Right.
I'm not do it for the crowd. I do it for me because I feel good. And I mean for the married ladies, when you're done all of that, when you can just go and put on a nice lingerie and you just
lay down beside the man.
Yeah, come here, babes. No worry. I'm praying for you. But yeah, or if you're not married, you put on a nice PJs. I have 3 matching sets that I really like, and whenever I have one of these days, it's like the best thing to just put on a matching set. You just feel good, and you just feel like you deserve to be loved. If I treat myself like that, then who are you to come treat me like bottom of the barrel?
Yo, that's why it's so important to set the standard for yourself.
Yes, because I shower like this. I could take my time for myself. So if you can't take your time with me, then I don't need you in my life. Period.
So I've never waxed down there before, so you have to let them about that experience.
Girl, jeez, alright. So let me tell you the waxing story, right? Before I got married, I said, alright, I'm gonna sleep with man now. So, you know, man I go so because man I go so, I wanna be smooth.
Right.
So I'm say, you know what? The smart person will not wait until right before their wedding to try this, but I'm gonna try it like before, so that I can do a trial run to see if my body appreciates that, and to see kind of what my pain tolerance was like. Omeika, when me tell us, it was literally the worst experience my body has ever gone through. Period. Pain don't come near.
Oh gosh. So wait, walk us through it though, because I hear that the Brazilian wax is very invasive.
It's very invasive.
Like it go up in there.
There's no privacy, Literally, you open nose. Hello, hello, front way, hello, back way.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was like, first of all, it's uncomfortable, but I mean, I've been to the gynecologist before, so I got over that hurdle. People have said that the sugaring is a little better because I did the strip one.
Oh, okay.
And the warm wax. Girl never done. She kind of did most of it, and then at one point I told her, I said, listen, stop, please. I will give you a 5-star review anyways. It won't be. She's like, but you're not. I'm like, fine, it's fine.
Because it's too much.
Omeika, me tell her some Mrs. Stars. It was no, guys, me not exaggerate. It was very bad for me. People have done it afterwards and they have said it was good. I don't have that same experience, and I've said to myself, because you know, I tell you what keeps you coming back, the results. Because you see, after me smooth like baby bottom.
So how long it lasts?
One good 1 month, you know.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, 1 good 3 weeks to a month before I start kind of grow back.
That's really good.
It's not. I don't have a rapid hair growth though.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have a hair, like overall I don't have a hair problem. I don't even shave my legs. I shave my legs maybe once every 3 to 4 months. I don't do it often, so I don't have an issue with hair. But me telling them, guys, me traumatized, and me decided that I wouldn't do it back. If you can tolerate pain, you can try it. But you know, I've never thought about like is there a Christian perspective on waxing? Like
why should there even be?
I don't know, some people might think say you're not for sure you're bad JJ to like people one of your husband or something. I don't know.
But what about going to the doctor?
Yeah, but me tell us the waxing when me done, guys, my head hurt me. I came onto the waxing, I saw someone that I knew from high school, and I was like, girl, I'm traumatized. And she was like, that's how I was the first time, but after a while it gets better. And I said, well, me not gonna know how I feel after a while because me not coming back. Alrighty guys, alrighty girls. I mean, I know that some guys would have watched this too, but thank you so much for tuning into this girls talk. We should have another one soon.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. We could have a guys chat next time. Let us know if you want Xaundre to have a guys chat. That should be nice.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Adventures of XyZ. Bye.